All right, so get this. Imagine running like an auto shop or something, and bam! You get hit with a $30,000 sign for messing around with crypto.
Oof, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to two companies over in Nigeria.
No kidding.
Yep. And today we're going to take a deep dive into why.
All right, I'm all ears.
We've got some excerpts from an article. It's called Nigerian Authorities Fine Two Crypto Firms $30,000.
Catchy title.
I know, right? So get this. The companies involved are Egum Sinachi Road Autos Limited.
Wait, Egum Sinachi Road Auto.
You got it. And
Yeah.
Chimera Log and Haulage Services Limited.
Those are some interesting names for crypto firms.
Right. Doesn't exactly scream Silicon Valley, does it?
Not really. So what were they actually doing?
No, they're basically running these exchanges between USDT.
USDT. That's a
Yeah.
stable coin.
Right.
Pegged to the US dollar.
You know it. And they were exchanging it for Nigerian Naira.
Like an unauthorized currency exchange.
Exactly. And it's not just a one-off thing.
Oh.
This is actually the third conviction for illegal crypto trading by the Federal High Court in Abuja.
Wow. 3 convictions. That's a pattern.
Yeah. So it begs the question, why is the Nigerian government coming down so hard?
It's a good question. Because it's not as simple as Nigeria hates crypto.
Right. There's got to be more to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Think about it. Nigeria is facing some pretty big economic issues.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And all this unregulated crypto stuff, well, it could make things even worse.
How so?
For example, imagine a ton of USDT suddenly getting swapped for Naira.
On these shady platforms.
Exactly. That flood of Naira from USDT, it could cause the Naira to tank.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
And when the Naira drops, imports get pricier. And that can fuel inflation.
Which is already a big problem for them.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder if there are other reasons, too, like that money laundering thing mentioned in the article.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge concern for any government.
I mean, crypto's kind of anonymous by design, right?
It is. And that makes it tempting for, well, shady dealings.
Money laundering, illegal stuff like that.
You got it.
Yeah.
And in these cases,
Yeah.
the companies weren't reporting their transactions.
Who are they supposed to be reporting to?
A group called the Special Control Unit on Money Laundering.
Catchy name. CUML.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
And that lack of transparency, oh, that's a big red flag.
So it sounds like Nigeria's not trying to kill crypto, just tame it a bit.
Exactly. They want to do it right, you know.
So they can get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Innovation, financial inclusion.
Without all the risks, it's a balancing act for
Yeah,
sure.
it really is. And it makes me think about those other cases mentioned in the article.
Oh, yeah.
Like those companies, Paparazzi Global Ventures Limited and Lemskin Technologies Limited.
Right. They were ordered to refund almost $100 grand.
Ouch. What did they do?
Illegal activities. Not a lot of details,
Yeah.
but it shows they're serious.
And then there's that thing with the EFCC.
Nigeria's Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
Those guys, they're working to freeze over $325,000.
Wow. They're not playing around.
But then there's the case of that Binance executive, Tigran Gambarian.
Ah, yes. Interesting case. He was held for months.
Yeah.
Then suddenly charges dropped.
Yeah. He just gotta leave.
It shows how tricky this whole thing is. Even big players like Binance are struggling to navigate it.
It feels like we're still in the early days, figuring it all out.
Definitely. The landscape's changing constantly.
So where does this leave us? What does it all mean for crypto in Nigeria and for the people who want to be a part of it?
Well, one thing's clear. Things are getting serious.
We'll have to wait for part 2 to really dig into that.
I'm already looking forward to it.
Me too. But for now, it's a good reminder that understanding all this, it's crucial, especially if you're thinking about getting involved in Nigeria's crypto scene.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. Things are just getting started.
So we've seen how serious Nigeria is about these regulations, but what about everyday people? Like, what if you're just some entrepreneur with a killer idea for a crypto business?
It's tricky because a lot of Nigerians are looking to crypto as a way to get ahead, you know?
Yeah, bypass the traditional financial systems, make some money.
Exactly. But then there's this fear of accidentally breaking the rules.
Like, you're trying to build this awesome thing, but the ground keeps shifting under you.
Right, so what do?
What would you say to someone in that position? Someone with big dreams but worried about getting in trouble?
I'd say, don't try to be sneaky. Be upfront about it.
Like you get a good lawyer.
Yeah. Someone who can help you understand all the regulations, the KYC, AML stuff.
KYC.
Know your customer.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about verifying identities, preventing fraud.
Oh, and AML. Anti-money laundering.
Exactly. You got to make sure your business is playing by the rules.
So transparency is key.
Absolutely. The Wild West days of crypto are over.
And maybe that's a good thing.
Right?
It could be. When there are clear rules, it builds trust.
People feel safer, more willing to invest.
Right. And that can lead to more innovation because everyone knows what to expect.
But isn't there a risk that too much regulation will stifle creativity?
It's a balancing act for sure. Too little, and you get chaos.
Scams, people getting ripped off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But too much, and you strangle innovation.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
Right, where you have enough regulation to protect people, but not so much that it crushes new ideas. It sounds like it requires cooperation, not just governments dictating rules.
Definitely. It's got to be a conversation between regulators, businesses,
Right.
and the crypto community.
Working together to figure out what works best.
And this isn't just happening in Nigeria. It's a global thing.
Different countries are trying different things. Some are banning it outright.
Others are taking a more hands-off approach.
It's like a giant experiment.
Exactly. We're all figuring it out together.
Speaking of figuring things out, let's talk about those specific cases from the article.
Okay. What about them?
Well, we know about the fines, the frozen assets, but what happens to the people behind those companies?
That's a good question. The human side of it often gets overlooked.
Right. Like what happens to the director of those firms, the guy who signed that plea bargain?
Chukwubuka Felix Ogumba, well, he had to agree to good behavior.
Submit an affidavit, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So there are real consequences, even if it's not jail time.
And there's the reputational damage too, right?
Absolutely. Plus the stress, the uncertainty. It can't be easy.
It makes you realize this isn't just about numbers, it's about people's lives.
Right. And what's illegal today might be perfectly fine tomorrow as things evolve.
That's the crazy thing about this whole space. It's constantly changing.
It's exciting, but it also means you got to be careful. Do your research.
So for our listeners, what's the takeaway here?
Stay informed, be proactive, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
There are experts out there, people who can guide you.
Exactly. This is a journey, and it's better to travel it with others.
It's wild, right? This whole deep dive into Nigeria, it shows how much the world's grappling with crypto, trying to figure out how to control it, but also not kill the good stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. Can you even really regulate something that's supposed to be decentralized, borderless?
That's the million-dollar question. And we're seeing different answers all over the place. Some countries are just like, nope, ban it.
While others are more, let's see how this plays out.
It really is like a big chess game. Governments making their moves, trying to stay one step ahead.
Absolutely. They want the benefits, the financial inclusion, the tech advancements.
But they're also scared of the risks.
Money laundering, market crashes, the whole 9 yards.
It's high stakes, for sure. So what can people do? I mean, if you're interested in crypto, how do you stay ahead of the game?
First things first, stay informed. Follow the news. Read what the experts are saying.
Don't just bury your head in the sand.
Exactly. Knowledge is power in this space.
Okay, but knowing stuff is one thing. What about actually doing something? How can people participate responsibly?
Do your research. Seriously. Before you invest in anything, use any platform, start a business.
Don't just jump in blindly.
Right. Understand the risks. Know the rules. Think about the consequences.
Be a little skeptical. Don't believe all the hype.
Exactly. And remember, there's a whole community out there. People who are passionate about crypto.
So talk to people, ask questions, learn from each other.
That's the best way to navigate this space together.
It's not just about the tech. It's about the people building something new.
And that's what makes it so exciting. Yeah, there are risks, but there's also this incredible potential.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the big takeaway? What should our listeners be thinking about?
This is just the beginning. The crypto revolution is still unfolding, and we all have a part to play in shaping it.
Stay curious, stay informed, stay engaged.
The future of finance is being written right now. Don't miss out.
Well said. This has been an eye-opening deep dive. And for everyone out there exploring the world of crypto, remember, stay vigilant, do your research, and most importantly, never stop learning. Until next time.